thinking you need to heal is actually preventing you from healing. And I know a lot of you are like, but you need to heal. How else am I gonna change my self-concept? How am I gonna get my specific person back? Create my dream reality if I don't get rid of all those onion layers. Is healing really needed for all these onion layers? Do we really need to do another course or do 5 more years of therapy? No, you don't. None of those things are required. It is the healing trap, and you need to be aware of it because so many people fall into this, and I was one of them for several years. I just kept doing things, and not that those things were bad. Absolutely, they brought me to law of assumption. I would have never found it without this discovery of wanting more, right? That's very different. But if you found law of assumption and you understand how to manifest through states, you don't need that experience anymore unless you want it. And the truth is, I get it. Some of you have been through very traumatic things. And that's when I would say, go talk to a therapist, right? Go work with a psychologist or psychiatrist. If you need to take some kind of drug that's going to help you through something, that's wonderful. Or if you want to do some holistic route, that's okay too. There's, people aren't aware of this, but there are counselors that are more holistic, more into manifestation, that only teach you coping skills. It won't make you focus on the old story. The healing trap is such a real thing. And I'm not joking you. I was in it for years because I thought that I was fucked up. I thought I was dysfunctional because I thought I had a dysfunctional family. I thought that this was an onion layer, right? The more I deep dive and become this new person, that I had to go through certain things or uncover new things about myself in order to become the best version of self. That is a limiting belief in itself, and it keeps you on this hamster wheel. We usually think we need to heal because we think that we're maybe too messed up, or there's something wrong with us, or because we came from dysfunction or trauma or some type of abuse. And I get that, right? It's a very real thing when it happens to you. And I'm not here to take it away from you or tell you, hey, don't see a therapist or don't, go into a treatment program. That's fine if that's part of your bridge. But if you keep manifesting from the state of, I need to heal, there's something wrong with me, I'm not right in the head, whatever your story is, you're going to create more of that. I'd be lying if I didn't say that I didn't fall out of this trap quite recently. I've been more aware of it, I'd say the last 2 years, but more consciously doing it probably the last 7 to 8 months or so. I heard Dylan James say something so profound about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And he goes, if you think you need to heal, you're going to manifest more healing. He's like, I fell into this trap myself. And when I heard it, I was like, oh my God, this makes so much sense. If we're manifesting what we are in the state we're embodying, if we think we need to heal, we're going to find more reasons to heal and more things to go through and more things showing that in our 3D reality, right? When I went to Dr. Joe last year, I 1000% had the intention to learn more about meditation, but I also thought that there was a part of me that was still wounded, that was still kind of broken and needed to be fixed, right? Yes, I had a pretty decent self-concept at the time, but I went with the intention that this would fix me. And I kept going through it. And then my dad passed away, as many of you know, and I struggled with that. I'm not going to lie, grief is a very real thing. And I did go back to my old therapist to kind of work through some of the stuff. I even tried working with a grief counselor, but it got so bad that I almost had a mini meltdown, a mini breakdown last year in September. And that's why some of you didn't see me for a while. I was just going through it and I was really in the story. And while grief is very real and it does hurt, it's just that how much more did I want to keep staying in the story, creating more of these things? Not saying that you're not going to have human experiences and you're not going to feel things and you're not going to go through things. Very much so, you're going to. But if we keep thinking that we're suffering from trauma, that we're toxic, or maybe we have toxic behaviors or really shitty limiting beliefs, we're going to have more of that because we manifest what we are, what we're predominantly being. You come at me with this conviction, I know you're struggling with it because I've been guilty of it. Hey, I'm not going to sit here and say that, it's always an easy decision to make. And if you feel like that needs to be part of your process, hey, it's your reality, your rules. You get to choose what you want. I'm just telling you, as someone who already knew law of assumption, I too fell in this for a long time. And when I went to Dr. Joe, no joke, back in April, which was not even 2 months ago, it was about 1.5 months ago, I didn't go with the intention of I'm broken, I need to heal. I went with the intention of, you know what? I'm here to upgrade, become an even better version of myself, and truly learn how to master meditation. And that's what I went for. It was the first time I did a program with that intention, because I had this limiting belief for a long time. I thought I had to heal in order to manifest better. The easy solution to this is becoming the version of you that's already healed, the version of you that's perfect, whole, and complete. Because remember, when you're not embodying I am, you are in disillusion. You're forgetting that you're one with it. We're one with everything in this world. And when something doesn't feel good in our body, it's just a reminder that we're out of alignment, that it's not who we truly are. Get it? That sometimes some of these experiences from our past can be very hard to let go of, especially if it's very traumatic. And that's when I would, tell you, hey, you have revision at your disposal too. And I'm not saying you have to go back and revise the memory. I know that can be very hard for some people. Literally, you don't have to relive it. You just have to go back and rewind before the bad thing actually happened. Or you can just say, let's say you had a dysfunctional family. You could just say, I had the perfect family growing up. I had the most healthy childhood, and I became a healthy human being because of it. Or you could just believe, I am so lucky and blessed that was an old life, a past version of me. I'm now the version of me that had the perfect childhood. I'm the version of me that had perfect parents, that has only had perfect experiences. That was a bad dream. Literally, you can play with this in any way. Like I said, you could even script this. It depends. You can do it one-on-one on each event that has, occurred to create this unfortunate belief system. And I get, like I said, it could be very real, or you can just embody the version of you that's already healed, and everything else that's supposed to play out will. Listen, I don't know how your bridge of incidents will exactly play out for you. Sometimes going into a facility or doing AA might be a part of your bridge. It might be a part of it, or talking to a therapist, or going on some kind of prescription drugs. I'm not against anything. Everything will work out the way it's supposed to. Our higher self knows the how, right? The GPS system, the coordinates aren't up to us. All we got to do is keep embodying the state, and we will eventually become it. And for some of you, none of that will be even needed. I do believe that first step would be to heal your traumas. You can't manifest from lack. This will help you have a good self-concept and manifest easy. Believing that you have traumas and that you need to heal is manifesting from lack. You are thinking there's something wrong with you when there is nothing wrong with you. Listen, if you don't even want to use revision or change your past, you could just believe you're whole and complete now, and that your past is just empowering you to be a better person, that you are detached from the past. And because you know law of assumption, you are now being the version of you that's healed, that's whole and complete, that's perfect, and can have whatever you want. And you could just create a new story that your past helped you become who you are. And the truth is, it has, because it's why you're here now. Thinking that you need to heal and you need to change these things in order to manifest easily keeps you in the state of not having, keeps you in a state where you are limited, in a lack state. I know that some of you are going to be like, but Maria, needing to heal is a real thing. And I get that, and I feel that. And if this doesn't resonate for you, that's okay. The message isn't for everyone, but just remember, this ideology is a limiting belief in itself, especially when the parallel version of you that's already healed exists. Why not just match up with it and let everything kind of pan out the way it needs to? Remember, there is already that perfect version of you, and you just have to learn to embody it now and become that state of consciousness. All this stuff is no longer required. The truth is, you don't need me, you don't need anyone. If you truly understand how to embody states, you would just walk into a different room and become that person, right? It's as easy as changing a shirt. If wearing this black tank top means that I am, still suffering from traumas, I'm still that person that's fucked up, then I'm going to create more of that in my reality. The version of me that is manifesting from lack, the version of me that doesn't have good self-concept, and that this is hard for to be in that state. It's as easy as changing shirts, right? Which means becoming it now. What is the version of me that is completely healed thinking? I'm thinking, I'm completely healed from my traumas. I'm whole and perfect and complete. There's nothing wrong with me. Maybe that I have had the perfect childhood, or that my childhood created this wonderful version of me, this version of me that's detached, that doesn't let the past affect them anymore. The version of me that can be the best version of self right now because it led me to law of assumption. The version of me that only manifests from abundance, not lack. The version of me that has a wonderful self-concept, the best self-concept I could ever have in this lifetime, and that manifests easy and effortlessly. It's as easy as changing tops. If you don't like the black tank top, put on the blue one, embody it, and watch it unfold in your reality. If you need help manifesting, just remember the link is in my bio to book a one-on-one session, and like and follow to learn manifesting the easy, fun, and right way.